welcome. Today I want to talk to you about Michael Skinner. There have been a couple of people that have asked me to talk about Michael Skinner. As you know, I love to do personality profiles. I love to talk about individual magicians. I love to document their history. It's one of the things I enjoy doing, and for some reason up to this point I have not discussed Michael Skinner. Michael Skinner was a great close-up performer in the same class as Dave Vernon. In fact, he was a student of Dave Vernon. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Jamie Ian Swiss has done a lot of writing about Michael Skinner, and you can find it online if you just do a simple Google search. Look for his work. I'm going to talk about that in a second as well. Michael Skinner was born in 1941. He crossed over in 1998. He is a close-up magician in the tradition of Dave Vernon, as I mentioned. He was born in Rochester, New York in 1941. He spent most of his professional life living and working in Las Vegas, Nevada. Skinner studied under the legendary magic bartender Eddie Fechter. Eddie Fechter owned the Forks Hotel in Buffalo. When Michael moved to California, he studied under Dave Vernon. Michael became one of Vernon's most celebrated acolytes, along with Bruce Shervan and Larry Jennings. Skinner was known for his large repertoire. He was reported to have once performed 28 consecutive shows without the repetition of a single trick during a full week of bookings at the Magic Castle. He says, by the way, when asked about that, Michael said that he learns his repertoire in sets of 3. So he associates 3 tricks together. It staggers my imagination how anyone can do that. I have a relatively small repertoire at any given time. I mean, I over the course of 50 years, I've certainly done a lot of different effects, a lot of different magic, but right now, at this particular juncture, my repertoire is extremely restricted to primarily mentalist effects. So you hand me a deck of cards, and I might be able to eke out a couple of tricks, but this guy could entertain for days. So it just staggers my imagination. Steve Wynn, the Las Vegas casino entrepreneur, saw Michael perform at the castle and was so taken with him, he offered him a job as resident close-up magician at what was then the Wynn's flagship operation, the Golden Nugget. Michael moved to Las Vegas and continued to perform tableside at the Lily Langtree, an upscale Chinese restaurant in the Nugget, for more than 20 years. Imagine having a close-up gig for that long. I mean, that is amazing. He performed twice on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I'm going to put the links below. You should definitely watch them. If you've not seen a master close-up performer doing the very best of his repertoire, you owe it to yourself to watch those links. I'm going to put them below. Please take a look at those. The Academy of Magical Arts and Sciences gave him Close-Up Magician of the Year 1970-1973. There's not a whole lot more I can tell you about Michael Skinner. What you should do is check out those links and watch the man perform, get a sense for how brilliant he actually is. Now, I want to leave you with one other thought. This is a book called Preserving Magic by Jamie Ian Swiss. The book itself is what I would call highbrow. I mean, it is a challenging thing to read. If you're picking up a book and you just want to read magic secrets, this probably isn't the book for you. If you want to read about the higher concerns of the performance art, this is probably something you might want to look at. It was published by Vanishing Inc. I just think they're doing great work. I really do. They're publishing some fantastic stuff. But I want to share this with you because Jamie has done a lot of writing about Michael Skinner. And he has a chapter here on page 105 called The Skinner Touch, where he devotes a lot of time and attention to who Michael Skinner was and what his contributions were. And you really should check it out. Listen, I bought this book for chapters like this. I mean, there are a number of chapters in the book that are just fantastic, and this is one of them. But here's what I want to leave you with in regard to Michael Skinner. Now, let me set this up for you. So Jamie and a friend go to see Michael perform. It's after the show, they're leaving. As we left the restaurant, I asked my friend Coleman what he thought. He said that Michael had been charming and charismatic, and that the magic had been fabulous. Then he added, but for me, and this is a quote, but for me, the best part of the evening was watching you become 12 years old again. That really struck me, because that is what magic is all about. You know, it produces in us a sense of wonder, and it makes us a kid again. You know, it's just amazing. So here's this guy, Jamie Ian Swiss, right? One of the talents of our business, arguably a seasoned veteran. And here he goes to see Michael Skinner, and he's blown away. He had seen so the impression, and I'll tell you what, if you watch these videos that I've put links to, I think you'll get a sense for what Jamie's referring to here. Great talent of our time, Michael Skinner. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that you watch. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please comment down below. You know how much I love your comments. And I will respond. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed this. I know that you've asked for it, so I hope I did justice to it. If I didn't, please comment. Let me know what I could have done better. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time.